Hi, welcome to Yoga Time with Doreen of Children's School of Yoga. And hi, Doreen. Thank you once again.
Hello, Adam, and all of the viewers watching live and or later on, whenever. That's the beauty of your YouTube channel. They can watch anytime. I love
Yep.
it.
Yep. So we often give the live people a minute or two to get notification they want to come on. But yeah, so we've had a little bit of astrological and solar upheaval. Suzette is in. Hi, Suzette. Good evening.
Yes, we
So,
sure have. I definitely looked at a lot of the astrology in the past week that's already come to pass this past week and coming, only because even though if it's only a 1 day transit, like Mercury and Pluto, for instance, you will still feel it
yeah.
before or after. So today's class, there'll be a couple of those type of things I'll be talking about as we do stuff because you'll still feel it. And this weekend, it's based on a lot of intense energy. So
Oh
this yoga,
yeah. Like you're saying on tarot time, there's like it's stacked with aspects coming to that full moon. So
it really is. The full moon for a change isn't like the major player. It's leading to it. Usually the full moon's like the major thing. I don't think it is this time, but that's just me. I feel things out. And you know me, Adam. And for those
yeah.
that I kind of jump back between Vedic astrology and Western astrology. I'm feeling a lot more drawn to Vedic astrology this round, that things are fitting it better than
Mm.
the Western. But everybody has the right to follow, whichever that connects to them, whichever they prefer.
Yeah, I think there's validity in both. And so you pattern your yoga classes after the astrology, which is really cool.
I do. I really do. And you know what, Adam? I want to take this moment before I start. I think when we first started, or I first started bringing the Kundalini yoga chants in, there was once a question about if I follow any certain kind of, guru or whatever. And I think I might
Right.
have mentioned, my favorite yoga teacher in Kundalini right now is actually Kyle Gray, who has 3 Kundalini certifications. But I didn't share the history of who he got certified through and whatnot. He follows the tradition of Guru Nanak, which is very important for Kundalini people. Kundalini people want to know, who do you
Yeah.
follow? What lineage do you follow? So Guru Nanak, he was one of those that created a Sikh that he was at the time when Hindus and Muslims were not getting along. I think that's still the case, but Hindus and Muslims were not getting along. And it just reminded me of what we're in right now, where so
Interesting.
many people are black and white and there's so much friction. And he wanted to create a yoga philosophy, a yoga practice that was separate from it had to be this way or it had to be that way. So
Yeah.
that was Guru Nanak, the guru of the Sikhs culture, or whatever you want to call that Kundalini style. And that's the style I pull from now. That I really
I like that too. Yeah, I do.
and his story is very interesting for those that want to go read it and stuff. But it was just, as many guru stories are interesting and stuff. So I won't spend a lot of time on it. But for those that the lineage is important, there you go. I've satisfied, I hope, your need to know and
All
stuff.
right. So people have found us. Hi Donna. Hi Lex. Hi Laura. Hi Patriot Chick and Suzette and Donna again. Hi.
Hey,
So anyway, we are going to turn it over to Doreen now. I think it's class time. Yay. Notice I have my own shirt for the occasion, so I'm ready to stretch. I just have to create a little room here, but I'll do that when I'm off screen. So bye for now.
bye, Adam. Thank you so much. Welcome to tonight's class. Well, in the Northeast, in North Carolina, where I'm coming from, it's eve. It's a little bit after 5 p.m. Whatever time you're watching, it doesn't matter. It's not specific to a time. Other than I have kind of geared today's class specific to the astrological events that are going on this week, because I even requested with Adam to do it a week early, partly because next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and partly because when I looked at the energies happening this weekend in particular that we're in, I felt the need that we needed yoga this weekend now. And Adam was kind enough on last minute notice to put me in. I think it was just Friday when I asked him. So he was kind enough to shift it and schedule me in for this weekend. So I hope you love it. I hope, even if it's just one thing you take from today's class, I feel like I've accomplished my mission. That's one of my missions always, even working with kids. If they learn one thing, if you learn one thing you take from the class, then I feel like, I have done my job as a teacher. So the first thing we're going to do to start today is we are going to rub both of our hands together. And there is a reason for this, which I absolutely feel fits the energy right now. And it's because this helps your right and left side of the brain connect. See, I need to connect my right and left side of the brain. Keep rubbing until you feel that heat. One side of your brain is the critical, and one side of your brain is the creative. And there is a star right now out in astrological events happening. And Adam talked about it on his show today. I mentioned it in the comments that it's called the Death Star. And I know there's a real Death Star. I was cracking up as a Star Wars fan. ALGOL, Algol, I think is how it's pronounced. It is creating an energy of creativity. So that's a positive. I'm going to tell you the positive first and that's this weekend. So some of you have had these aha moments, these flashes, whatever, that's Algol at its work, doing its job. But there's so much other stuff going on right now. So let's get rooted, let's get grounded. And one of the things that I want to do for us to start today is just to talk really quick, is that this part of your face, your chin, up, lunar energy. If you're not familiar with it, lunar energy. We're going to take our hands and use them a lot overhead today. Now, it doesn't matter if you do this sitting or standing. I may get up while I'm doing some of this, and you can get up with me, or you can stay down. It's up to you. But I am also using my pointer finger, if you can see that. And there's a reason for that. When we use our different fingers, they represent different planets. And so we're going to leave ourselves in this for a moment. Just close your eyes for a moment and breathe and focus on breathing in and breathing out. By the way, my pointer or index finger is the Jupiter finger, Jupiter planet, and Jupiter expands everything, good or bad. Let's expand only good though. Inhale and exhale, breathing in, breathing out. One more, inhale and exhale. And now if you prefer to do that standing, you can do that standing. I'm going to stay sitting for now. Like I said, I might get up to stand, I might not. I'd like to give you options because not everybody's comfortable on the floor, or you could do this in your chair. Okay, remember I said we were going to do some arms overhead. We're going to create what's called a bear claw. You bring your hands, your fingers in. Keep your thumbs up. We're going to stay there a moment with our arms like that, but we're going to switch our breath this time. For those of you new to yoga, imagine sipping in a straw through your mouth and breathe out of your nose. Imagine sipping in a straw through your mouth. Breathe out of your nose. This is a simple way for those of you more advanced in yoga to do Shatali breath. Now, you don't have to make an O shape with your mouth like you're really breathing or sipping a straw, but it gives you how to get that breath into your mouth. If you need to keep doing that and round your mouth and exhale through your nose, that is okay. The yoga breath is just as important as yoga poses. Yoga breath is going to help you to stay centered and calm during the chaos and the chaotic energy we might be feeling right now. You might not feel anything, and that's okay too. But there are a lot of planets very close together right now. Inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. And when there are so many planets conjunct very close together, causing certain aspects, that's astrology talk, it can make you feel very frenetic kind of energy. You also have the planet Uranus, which is the planet of electricity, also that is in play, and it happens to be conjunct Venus. Now, Venus is usually a planet you love. It's the planet of love and money, but being conjunct with Uranus changes things a little bit. It's going to make you kind of triggered, more reactive. It's going to make you confused. And so let's stay focused and just focus on your breath. And then release your hands a minute. If you need to shake them out and shake out your arms, whatnot, you can do that, because we are going to get ready to stand in the eye of the storm. Remember, I said part of it'll be sitting, part of it'll be standing. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to back up, though, to stand so you can see me. Okay. I'm going to bring my arms overhead, make fists. But this time when I make fists, my thumbs are going to go in, because I want to control my ego, because the thumb represents Mars. Let's control Mars's ego. Mars, that planet of Mars, is in action right now. So we need, with the Mars energy, to help it in our own bodies and the influence it has in our bodies. Have those fists overhead. I'm going to kind of bend down a little so you can see it. Don't bend. Stand still all the tall, though. Okay, bring it down and go. Ha. Inhale, exhale. Ha. No more Shatali breathing. No more straw sipping. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. In through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale. Ha. 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 Oh, take a moment. I'm going to kind of fix this so I don't have to bend my knees, because if you're watching and you do what I do, not what I say, you might be bending your knees. So I don't want you to do that. Okay, keep those hands up one more time. Thumbs inside, Mars energy. We're kind of trying to diffuse it or cool it down. One more time. Inhale, 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 inhale. Take a moment and stand in Tadasana or mountain pose. Close your eyes, yoga friends. That's what I call the kids, Adam, yoga friends, but everybody can be a yoga friend, young and old, big and little. Doesn't matter what size you are, we're all yoga friends. Stand in mountain pose because you want to be inside the eye of the storm. When I first started watching Adam on YouTube, and even before then, he used to talk about being in the eye of the storm. Haven't mentioned that lately, Adam. I'm mentioning it for you because this is the perfect time. We need to be in the eye of the storm. Adam has a lot of great meditations on that on his earlier days in YouTube. Go back to the first year he started. Everything was about the eye of the storm and staying in the eye of the storm, meaning you don't want everything around you to mess with your energy. Mountain pose helps you get grounded. But another way to help you get grounded, of course, is meditations, which we're going to get to a little bit later. I want you to find your balance in mountain pose. So I'm going to do something called foot circles. If you need to hold onto a wall or a chair, you could do that now. You're simply going to lift up one foot and you're going to balance on the other. Now, you have to be very connected to the earth or grounded to be able to do this without falling over, without going all over the place, okay? So what you want to do is make sure both feet are very connected, rooted to the earth, we like to say. Imagine those roots going down to Mother Earth. The soles of your feet are connecting to the soul of Mother Earth. Try the other side and do some nice leg circle, foot circles on the other side. Don't hold your breath. Whatever you're doing, just make sure you breathe normal. Breathe normal while you're doing this, okay? And then come back to mountain one more time. Close your eyes. Forget about everything going on and that you have to do, or what's going on in the astrology world or in the real world and all of the nonsense going on. Just stay there nice and tall and strong. Focus on you for the next half an hour or so. Let's try one more time. You can do bigger foot circles. Balance is so important as an adult, and you don't realize how important balance is until you don't have it. And I have a parent who has that issue, and it was saying some things to me that made me really look at that. Even like getting in and out of a bathtub is a problem. Not being able to do escalators is a problem. Things we take for granted and we don't think about. So, mountain, stay right there while we stay grounded. And we just take in that energy for just a moment. That felt so good. Now, we need to let out more of that. Solar flares are coming out at us. Solar flares are coming down at us. So we need to take a way to get them out and into the earth. Let them go right through our body. So one of the ways we're going to do that, we're going to reach up with our hands. Again, create that Jupiter finger up high. So if you can see, I have my two pointers together. The rest of my hands are clasped and my left thumb's over my right. I'm going to come up, inhale, exhale, come down. Come up, inhale, exhale, come down. We don't want that Mars energy. That's the negative Mars energy. The shadow side of Mars, that's what is part of wars and aggression. We want to let that aggression out. We want the part maybe that takes action. Maybe you were feeling a little lazy during Taurus season in Western astrology. You need to take action now. So let's balance it though and get rid of that heavy Mars energy happening right now and let that heavy Mars energy go. Now, along with that, in yoga, to create the positive, let's say, Mars energy, we're going to do a warrior series. So I'm going to turn sideways now for you so that we can get into our warrior poses. And you want to get into your warrior stance. We're only going to do warrior 1 and 2 for those of you that know warrior pose. Also, much of your body is balancing in warrior pose. And then you move your torso. So arms up, inhale, arms out, exhale. Arms up, inhale, arms out, exhale. Arms up, inhale, arms out, exhale. Those are lovely. Now, if you want to use your Mars energy in a positive way, pull back as the archer. And what do you want to push forward in this energy? What do you want to achieve? What goals do you want to set? Shoot those out to the universe. The universe listens. I'm going to rotate my feet to do the other side. Bend that front leg. Arms are up. Inhale. Arms rotate. Torso rotates. Look straight though at your hand in front. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then pull that archer one back out and shoot. What are you shooting forward in your life? What do you want to achieve in your life? Something you could journal after class today too. It's always a great thing to do. And so right now, one of the reasons Mars is so has so much influence in the energy right now is the North Node, also called Rahu, if you study Vedic astrology, is conjunct, meaning they are so close together, their path. And their path is creating this kind of energy. So that's one of the reasons. The other is the path that they're going on is also crossing over the eclipse energy. You can feel an eclipse for up to 6 months. They were only 5 degrees apart, I believe, from the eclipse energy. When anything's 5 degrees apart, if you study astrology, you feel that intensity of it. So that's part of why Mars is so much in play. Now, I'm going to show you one other thing. It might seem silly, but remember, I'm a kids yoga teacher. So you get what you get. And as I say to the kids, you don't get upset. But when you do get upset, here's one for you. You start out in a squat. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can do this right from your chair. And all you have to do in a chair is use the arms part of this. But if you can squat down on the floor, if you need to put a rolled yoga mat behind your heels because you can't sit them flat, or if you want to put a pillow under your heels, that helps too. A bolster, we call it in yoga also. But if you can squat like me, get ready. I want you to think about something that, sorry, Adam, I'm not going to curse, but I am going to say pissed you off, let's say. Think of something that upset you or made you angry, or you feel it right now. Whatever it might be, I want you to let it go on the count of 3, and we're going to explode it out. This is a healthy way to do it, using your yoga body and explode it out. And imagine like a rocket ship. Those feelings are coming up and they're going to explode out. Think of the energy it takes to launch a rocket ship, although we call this the volcano pose. So think of Mother Earth shooting out of all of the fire from a volcano. Okay, on the count of 3, we're going to shoot it out. If you want to yell on your end, you can yell it out. No one else is going to hear. I'm certainly not going to hear. Adam's not going to hear. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, explode that energy out and then come back down. I hope you exploded out whatever is upsetting you or upset you this weekend, or maybe nothing did. And keep this in the bank to remember to do the next time something does. So we're going to just do it one more time because I'm just being a little bit silly and playful for you, which I love doing in yoga class. And I think I might have mentioned when I first learned yoga, I used to get in trouble so many times for laughing in yoga. I don't know why I laughed, but me and my friend had so much fun. My best friend, we took classes together and we had so much fun. We always got in trouble from the teacher. Back in the day, 28 years ago, you couldn't laugh in yoga. That wasn't allowed. There was no laughter yoga then. So, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3, explode and come back down. Very good. I thank you so much for letting me be playful with you to do that. That is so important to me to not forget, why I do what I do. Now, I'm going to show you a pose. We've done this before. If you're familiar with yoga, it's called child's pose. But as an adult, we are built a little different than kids. Now, I'm very little. Adam's little. We're very lucky. We can go straight down into child pose. But most adults cannot. So here are some techniques to help you go into child pose. Open up your knees a little bit. Let your bellies fall through. And you don't have to get all the way down. Please don't feel like you're failing in yoga if you can't get all the way down bent over. But the more you open your knees, the easier to come forward it will be. When you go in child pose, your hands come down towards your feet and your forehead hits the floor gently. You want that third eye place, that brow chakra, the forehead, to be against the floor, which I always think helps to whoosh, either turn it on or turn it off. But I think turn it on because you're touching it, it's getting activated that way. But I sometimes have some kids that, I need to kind of like slow that down because theirs is always wide open and they don't know what to do with that energy. And so that's one thing. If you have a special child that it's always open and sometimes you need them to focus a little bit more or whatever, it's a good way to put them in child's pose. calm it down. And so next thing I want to do for all of you and all of us is to talk about our heart. Now, Adam, I'm keeping heart brain coherence for you to do. You are the expert on this channel for heart brain coherence. I'm not doing it. But what I do want to do is an awesome part of a chant that comes from the lineage I talked about earlier. Okay. I'm going to tell you the first part of it and the second part that we're going to do. The first part of this chant is Ek Ong Kar. It simply means there's one creator, and its name is truth. And another thing why I loved this when I was thinking of this class this week, this is what we're going to chant with the hands. Sat, which means truth. Kar, tar, which means doer. The creator of truth, the bringer of truth. I think in our world right now, Sat, Kar, Tar is very needed. And there are certain people, I'm not getting into politics, that are the bringer of truth. They're bringing light to the darkness. And so we're going to do this chant for a very short time, but this helps also to open your heart to the truth. That's where you know the truth is, in your heart. Some of us will say, it feels right. I feel this way. That's where your truth lies. So with me, if you want to join me just for that second half, where we're just going to do Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Couple more. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. The bringer of truth. And so I hope your hearts are tingling. My whole body is tingling from yoga. I don't know, Adam, if yours is. You'll have to tell me when we're done today, but I am tingling all over. That's when I know I'm on the right track. I'm feeling it. So one more chant or mudra or two before we get really down low. I want you to take your thumb, which I talked about earlier being Mars, and your ring finger. Now your ring finger, or Surya Mudra, it's called. This mudra, when you use your hands, or a lock, this brings light to any challenging situations. Let's bring light to this challenging situation. Let's keep these fingers together for a moment. You can close your eyes. We want to relax and breathe. And anything difficult going on in your life right now, anything that you need to bring light to, let's just breathe in this pose for a moment, my friends, and breathe, and breathe. And I want to say one of my favorite, I guess you would call it statements. It's not a chant. It is, though, from, who I study with, Kyle Gray. I'll give him total credit for this. There's a lot of fear out in the world right now, and we want to get rid of that fear within ourselves, within our bodies, within our hearts. So he often will say, I am the keeper of my mind and body. Wherever love is present, fear is a stranger. And then, my friends, we are going to get into lotus pose, but half lotus. If you are an advanced yogi and you can do full lotus, you put one foot up on your lap very high, you bring the other one up. But most adults cannot do this. And it can really hurt your hips, your knees. So don't try. Just do half lotus. Just put one foot up on it. Everyone, I hope, who can do the lotus mudra, lotus hands. We're going to do the lotus mudra and lotus hands in front of our heart today. And we're going to close our eyes one more time as we ground into Mother Earth. As we inhale and exhale, breathing in and breathing out, inhaling and exhaling, breathing in and breathing out. And I want you to think about this time of year. We have the beautiful flowers starting to bud, starting to grow. You're starting to garden. The fruits of your labor are going to come out. Those of you that study Western astrology, Taurus season, Taurus was all about that. All about planting seeds. Now, whatever you do on the right side, you have to do on the left. So switch your legs. Put your opposite leg on top now first if you're doing full lotus. Or this time I'm going to show you just half lotus. This is half lotus. And bring your lotus hands together one more time. Inhaling and exhaling. I want to do a beautiful loving kindness type of meditation. It's called loving kindness. They're all different versions out there. May all beings be free and loved and happy. May all animals be free and loved and feel safe. May all the plants, all of nature be loved. And when you're ready today, we're going to go into your choice. If you want to stay in meditation, you don't have to stay in lotus pose. You can stay in easy pose. Or if you prefer to lay down, you can lay down. But I have a surprise I didn't even share with Adam, because we've always done yoga without music because we had to always worry about, hey, we don't want it to get taken off YouTube. But I prepared this time. Should be proud of me, Adam. And I got us some royalty-free music, it's called, that you can use. So for today's Shavasana, as you're laying down, or your meditation, if it decides to work, it's a royalty-free Zen meditation music, it's called. I'm going to stay sitting this time. You're welcome to join me. Or you can lay down, lay flat down, however that is for you, and rest. But I'm choosing today to meditate for the last part of yoga today. And I want you to relax the very top of your head, the crown of your head. I want you to imagine a waterfall of energy gently coming down your head. And it's coming in front of your face. Beautiful raindrops coming down the sides of your head and the back of your head, covering your face very lightly in the lightest of rainfalls. Relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Let your shoulders come down, and if you're on the mat, laying down, sinking into the floor. You can even squeeze them back a little bit when you're laying down to straighten them. Relaxing and feeling the raindrops coming down your arms, down your elbows, down to your wrists, down to your fingertips. Having your hands or your palms open in a receiving mode. You want to be a receptacle. You want to receive the good energy coming your way. Inhaling, exhaling, feeling that rainfall coming down your chest, down to your belly. down to your abdomen and at your hip area. That beautiful energetic rainfall coming down your thighs and your hamstrings. As you inhale and exhale softly, slowly. As the rainfall comes down, you're releasing any soreness in your body, any tenderness in your muscles down your knees. And the rainfall or waterfalls, rainbow of energies going down your shins, your calf muscles, down to your ankles, and finally down to your feet. And it's all releasing down to Mother Earth. She's going to absorb all of that for you. You want to release. And in return, all that is good will remain. Continue to inhale and exhale, breathing in and out. If I neglected to say a part of your body that's sore or tender, relax that part of your body now too. Inhaling and exhaling for our final part of Shavasana or meditation, whichever you chose. I want you to be very still right now for a moment to honor the void of course moon starting tonight for a day into tomorrow. Yes, this void of course moon is a time you do sit in silence. Sit and breathe. Sit in your truth. And if you're laying down, now's the time to wiggle fingers and toes, stretch arms and legs, hands, feet. Start to breathe more normal. Bring your awareness back to our class. If you're ready sitting, this is when you can open your eyes. You can start to open your eyes and look around and see if anything looks different to you. If there's anything you see around you you didn't see earlier. Sometimes that happens when we are unexpectedly so distracted. And I'm going to have you end like we started. We are going to bring our hands, rubbing them together. Oh, my music is still on when I thought I turned it off. Rub your hands. Sit up tall. Take a loving kindness breath. Love yourself first, most of all. Take a deep breath. Om. Namaste, yoga friends. I hope you had a great yoga day with me today. Hello, Adam.
Hello. I'm still sitting in lotus. I'm on the floor.
I loved it. I felt like sitting up today and not laying down. So why?
Yeah. I've been doing this for long enough that full lotus is just normal and comfortable for me, which I think is a good thing.
Absolutely.
My hips are good. People say your hips are going to get damaged. Well, my hips are still good. I'm 65, so 2 thumbs up there. Oh, by the way, I have Doreen's website on the screen for you guys. So yeah, she does programs.
Were there any questions or any comments I needed to respond to, or no?
There's some nice comments. Suzette has a really nice one here. They all have nice comments. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Donna. And
Oh, that's so sweet, Suzette. Mwah, love to you too. That was
And
very,
then she followed up with that, very soothing. So,
oh,
you know,
thank
and when I learned yoga, and I know Doreen's the same way, you know, the idea is you just do what you can. You do the best you can, and the intention is almost, if not as important as the actual asana sometimes.
That
So
is so true. That's why, and you talk about it too, when it comes to the Kundalini lineage, you and I are of that same belief too. That's more the intention of it,
yeah,
where,
that's more of a Kundalini thing. I know. Yeah.
yeah, where there are some Kundalini a lot stricter and has to be this way. And so it's
That's
funny.
not how I learned, thank goodness. Because
No,
then,
it's
you know, our bodies are all different, and like Suzette
yeah,
was saying, she has issues where she can't get into all the postures. You do the best you can,
yes,
and go
you
as close as
do.
you can. Yeah.
And your spiritual body can do it too. You know how, like, you think about your spiritual body is doing it. You just visualize it and it's doing it too, which I
Other
love.
thing I actually miss about being live at Kundalini yoga classes is that, yeah, the teacher, the ones that I studied with, encouraged that, yeah, we're doing this together. So if one person's like really doing it, it's actually benefiting all, because we sort of become a collective in a way.
I totally get that. I totally agree
Yeah.
with that. I love that. I love, so imagine the kids are learning some Kundalini yoga from me now, and I just love teaching kids because that's a big no-no too back in the day.
Oh
Kids
yeah, yeah.
kids not
Oh,
allowed.
that's more to Suzette than us. But anyway,
Oh
yeah,
my.
I've had various issues. I pulled one of the hand, like the growing muscles, which are very slow to heal, and
Oh
it took
yeah.
almost like a year for me to really get my split back after that. So I had to be really, really careful, and if it went too far, I'd keep re-injuring it. So
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, yeah. So if there aren't any other questions or anything for me to answer, I won't hold everybody up.
yes, yes.
But thank you for this opportunity. And I hope everybody stays in the eye of the storm, Adam, like you taught us many moons ago.
Yeah, same the eye, and that's the heart. And again, there's Doreen's website,
Thank
and we have
you.
a playlist of all. I think there's got to be like close to a dozen, you know, if not a dozen now, classes of Doreen's on a playlist here in the Medium channel, all free.
Yay.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here live, and those that are watching later. You're still in our energy because you know time is all circular. It's an illusion. So you're here too, and we're sharing, and you're sharing. So anyway, love you guys. Going to end now.
Namaste.
Namaste.